Hey there, I'm Rob Sobek with Don's Appliances in Canonsburg, and I'm joined here with my dear friend.
Hi, James Hayes, Don's Appliances, Canonsburg also.
So great to have you here, James.
It's great to be here, Rob.
Today's topic, we are going to be discussing the online atmosphere when it relates to ratings, reviews, blogs, deep dives into appliances, whether it be specific models, specific brands, how to do your research, what to really look for, what to ignore, things of that nature. So right off the bat, James, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear a customer say, like, what has the best reviews? What has the best ratings?
Well, a lot of people will come in with that question, or if they've already done research, they generally go onto Google and just type in whatever, and then they're probably going to get the worst of the worst in terms of reviews, because anyone on there is typically reviewing something because they're unhappy. Or they'll come in with the consumer reports, but like refrigeration is a prime example of, I was online and I don't want brand X, I don't want brand Z, because I heard that they're not reliable. In general, I feel like, and stop me if you think I'm wrong with this, things in general maybe aren't like they were 20 years ago.
No, that's true. For sure.
There's a lot of people coming in that have had a refrigerator that's 20 to 30 years old, and I think a lot of people just don't have the proper expectations.
And they never had a problem.
Never had a problem.
We hear that every single day, right?
Yes. So in general, you would probably expect more like 5 to 10 years out of most brands today.
And to that point, a publication like Consumer Reports, who puts out a list once a year about a purchase that people coming in who haven't made one in a very long time, they think they're coming in to make a 20-year purchase. We break their heart and tell them it's going to be a 6 to 8 year purchase. And they come in with reviews from a magazine. No, Consumer Reports is very in-depth, don't get me wrong. But most of the time, like, this testing only lasts for a year. And that's during the manufacturer's warranty. I'm not saying things don't break in that 1 year, but, measuring longevity by the reliability of a product in 1 year of use when it comes to a home appliance is a pretty unfair thing to stack things against.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of that is, did you purchase something? What did you purchase? Are you happy with the purchase? And generally in the first year, most people are.
Right, yeah. And to that point, happy people typically aren't going on the internet to review things. And if they do, it's going to be a nice little footnote there saying this review was incentivized. You know what I mean? Like, that's the truth. Reviewing a place, reviewing a place of business, you see reviews happen far more. The star rating on Google, everybody looks to that. When it comes to a restaurant, when it comes to shopping, that's where they look.
Sure.
It is very, very difficult to go and find, especially on our website, where we're pulling reviews from the manufacturer's website, from our own website, from everywhere. It's really hard to find, something that's above 4.5 stars or above 4 in a lot of cases. There's going to be, and you don't even want to read the 4s and 5s or the 1s and 2s. Really the 2 and the 3 is probably where you want to look to find the most accuracy.
Sure.
Right.
And then look for maybe the content of the review, if it's something that actually, I don't know, a refrigerator maybe is like, I don't like the layout or something like that, to get that sort of review, because anyone who's on there reviewing reliability on their product generally is having a bad time.
Well, right. And you could even read, being in the appliance industry, we're obviously, I don't want to say jaded, but you read through, and I'd say a vast majority of reviews are directly relating to something that is a standard within the industry. Saying my dishwasher doesn't have a heating element to dry, or saying my refrigerator's door bins are plastic. Like, that is the norm. You are not the exception. You are the standard.
Sure. Yeah. How do I want to say it? I had something on the tip of my tongue and it's gone. So I'll let you keep going.
So to that point, if I don't know where you go on the internet these days, but if you go into a place like Reddit, as an example.
Oh, Reddit.
No matter what you post about, you will see endless posts of somebody saying, I bought an LG this, I bought a Samsung that. And it's not even necessarily a complaint, it's just a question.
Yeah.
And you will see terrible, terrible things being said, cascading down. And ultimately, appliance people who are on there are going to come in and say, have you even purchased an appliance in the last 20 years to formulate this opinion?
Yeah.
In most cases, the answer is no.
No. And you look at a brand like, I'm not calling out any one brand for any specific reason, but LG is a prime example of a brand that makes up the largest chunk of sales in the United States. They're probably, I don't know, they sell around 40% of the industry. So of course, you're going to see a lot of reviews on LG if they're making up 40% of the industry on their own. So you will see probably an overwhelming amount of negative stuff on there, but it's not the product itself necessarily. It's the fact that they have more product out there than anybody else. So,
sample size matters.
Yes.
And conversely to that point, there are very, very few, most of them are from appliance dealers doing a review of the product. There's very, very few reviews on the Sub-Zero, the Viking, the La Cornu. Like at the very top of the industry, there's very few because the sample size is so much smaller. They are targeted markets, they're limited distribution. There is less of them out there, you know? So like the reason why there aren't many reviews isn't because people don't buy it. It's simply because there's so much fewer people that buy it versus an LG, versus a GE, versus a Samsung. They're not mainstream.
No. You know who does do good reviews online? There's a guy on YouTube, and his name's eluding me, but he wears an old Maytag repairman outfit.
Guy. Yeah.
Phenomenal reviews, and he actually gives you he actually repairs and refurbishes and sells them refurbished out of a shop somewhere in Ohio. Without a doubt, the most unbiased opinion I've seen of anybody on the industry.
Just top to bottom, it's just about build quality.
So just jump on YouTube and look for the guy wearing the Maytag outfit, or or look for me and Rob. We talk about this stuff pretty frequently on our channel as well.
Yeah. So moving along a little bit further, whenever it comes to reviews, ratings, what to look for when you're buying, somebody is coming in and they have a product, they had a bad experience with it, and they want to buy something different. But we discover, like like I talked about earlier, when it comes to the comments of people have they have the standard, not the exception, and they come in and say, I have brand X refrigerator. It lasted me 9 years. My fridge before that lasted 20 years. I want something different. Yeah, and path of least resistance. We're probably going to pivot away from the brand that they owned.
Sure.
But it's really hard to lay it on thick and let them know, like, you had not only an average experience, but an above average experience getting the lifespan that you had.
Yeah, no one ever wants to hear that after coming from one example to the next. And man, like I had a gentleman here the other day. It's like, my refrigerator only lasted 11 years. I'm like, that is phenomenal.
Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I usually try to look at reviews and look at the actual use of the product, and figure out making sure that feature set is going to meet what you're looking for, more so than the reliability of the product, because it's such a crap shot on whether or not it's going to what your experience is going to be like a longevity repair rate.
Well, right. It's hit or miss, and to that point, repairs are going to happen. The Maytag man, you never coming to your house, like, those days are over. So at the end of the day, picking the right place to purchase your appliances, that's the way you're going to get the most informed decision, especially from a place that services. A place like Don's Appliances, we're self-servicing. So come into the store, see me, see James, go online to donsappliances.com, and we'll help you find the right appliance.
Thanks for being here, Rob.
My pleasure.